Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Lewis Speaks 2022, and today I want to talk to you about the importance of monetizing your worth. What exactly does it mean to monetize your worth? Well, it means to actually get paid for what you do and get paid well, not just get a flimsy check at the end of a week, but to get paid well for your talents, your abilities, your knowledge, and skills. That's what you deserve. I think oftentimes we settle for less. We settle for less than what we deserve. We allow our so called supervisors to dictate our salaries. We do not negotiate our salaries. We just accept whatever comes our way. And I think that that is definitely a mistake. I'm seeing all over my timeline when I'm looking on Facebook and social media, I see so many people complaining about knowing more than their supervisors, not getting paid their actual worth, getting their ideas stolen, and they're not given the credit that they feel that they deserve. And that's common. That's common. I think intellectual property is definitely something that does exist. And when you share your intelligence with other people and you're the one with all the good ideas and other people get credit for your work, it's demoralizing. It makes you feel like you don't exist. It makes you feel like you're not a valued member of a team. And of course, people want to sell you this dream that yes, you are valued, yes, you are important. But if I'm so called valued, then you need to pay me my worth. It's like Viola Davis says, the actress, she's like, pay me my worth. Don't just tell me in words. Pay me my worth. And I think that we, especially as Black people, we have got to learn how to negotiate our salaries. We have got to learn how to demand that we get paid what we are worth. I think historically Black people have settled for the bare bones and the scraps off of white tables. And I think that this has led to this historical devaluation of ourselves. It's this intergenerational devaluation of our skin, of our contributions. And this is a direct result of white supremacy. Of course, this is definitely a product of white supremacy. But at the same time, we are now in the driver's seat. We recognize that, okay, for so long in America, we have been devalued. Our contributions have been either stolen, copied, taken against our consent and our will, and we have not been adequately paid and compensated for our contributions. So now we are in the driver's seat. We get to choose. We get to monetize our worth. No more doing things for free. I understand the value of pro bono and also this, what people try to do. Well, you're getting paid in experience. That's what people try to do. Oh, you're getting the experience. And so we're so grateful for this, we accept it. No, we have got to learn we're valuable. We're valuable people. Our talents, our abilities deserve to be paid and compensated as such. And quite frankly, I think that it's very difficult for us initially to negotiate our salaries, to demand more, because we've always been taught how to get by on less. We've always been taught how to do good with less, you know, how to make do with less. And no, no, just because you can make do with less and get by on less does not mean that you should tolerate getting less. I think that oftentimes we don't want to make waves. We don't want to complain. We want to keep our head low. We've been taught to always keep our head low and be subservient and just go with the flow. And this has not worked to our advantage. This is why people have stolen our ideas. This is why people do not give us credit, because we do not lift our heads up, for one. We do not take control of our intellectual property. We do not honor our intellectual property. Instead, we allow other people to take it. We want to be helpers. And it's this good giving nature at times that makes us vulnerable to being taken advantage of. I realize that because it's beautiful. And don't get me wrong, it's beautiful to definitely be a good person and to want to help other people. But we have got to help ourselves before we can help everybody else. And I think Black people were so good at helping everybody and realizing everybody else's dream. What about our dream? What about the Black American dream? Our dream has fallen to the wayside. We put our dreams on the back burner for the dream of America. Historically, we picked the cotton, we've fed white children, we've taken care of white homes, we've done all that. But what about our homes? What about the legacy we leave for our family? You know? And that's important. I think that it's really important that we pay attention to what legacy we're leaving behind, to educate ourselves on what's available. And not only that, to really come together as a community and support each other. Because you know something, I'm realizing that I've heard too many stories, especially of Black employees having their ideas taken, having their intelligence either devalued or dismissed and seen as a threat even, you know? And they have a phenomenon, you know? It's an author named Keisha Thomas, you know, shout out to Keisha Thomas. She wrote an article on a phenomenon called the pet to threat theory. And what that means is that when you are a Black person on the job and you're new there, you don't know very much, you're oftentimes the pet. And so you're not really a threat to anything. People like you, they're kind towards you, they're cool with you. But the moment you become confident and proficient in your role at your job or in any space, that's when you become a threat. And that is when you begin to get treated poorly. You start to notice the microaggressions, you start to notice the poor behavior, you start to notice the dismissing, and there's just this real toxic behavior. And so you have got to recognize that, for one, recognize that you're going to be hated, especially if you're the only Black person at work. You're going to be hated. You're going to be treated as less than, you know, because what I've noticed is this: as long as white people feel that they're superior to you and that you're beneath them, they're definitely kind towards you. They're kind, they're nice, they're helpful. But the moment that they feel that you have a leg up or that you know more than they do, they start to get really threatened by you. And this is not the be all to end all. This is some people who are just insecure, white people who are insecure. And that's not cool, you know? So just be aware of that. Be aware of that. And this is why you have to monetize your worth. You have to really respect yourself and honor your gifts. Because when you don't, you get taken advantage of all the time. You know, one thing I've learned about white people is that they know how to monetize their worth. They know how to make you pay for their gifts. And I think now Black people are starting to learn that. I now see that many are creating their own businesses. Many of them are entrepreneurs. Many of them are their own boss, especially women, which is great to see. It's great to see women in the driver's seat, you know? And I applaud that. I applaud the success. I applaud the independence. The independence is so attractive. It's attractive. You know, no longer being a slave to somebody else's whims and wishes for your life. You taking control, you know? It's time that we as Black and brown people stop relying so much on the plantation. And I keep on reminding myself that too. Stop relying on the plantation. Stop relying on the knowledge and the assistance of other cultures, and start relying on your own knowledge, and start building a network of like-minded individuals who really support you. Whether that be Black people, white people, Asian people, Latino people, Jamaican, everybody. everybody, Russian, every culture. If they understand you as a black individual and they support you and they are true allies and not this performative allyship, no. If they understand black culture and understand why we feel the way that we do and why we say the things that we say, if they can understand that and respect that and are for you genuinely, you can rock with them. You can definitely rock with them. But I think also we have got to remember to build community. And I mean a genuine community, not this performative community just for the sake of acting like we're together. No, I'm talking genuine, supporting one another. You have a business, let me know about it. I want to support you. Have a black owned business, I want to support your business because it's important that we give back and pour into. Because I tell you, money is power, knowledge is power. These are symbols of power, especially in this day and age. And so if you want power, if you want respect, you have got to learn how to monetize your worth so you can get that money and take care of your family and loved ones and other people that need the help. You cannot pour from an empty cup. And I think black people have been pouring from an empty cup for too long now. We have been given all our goods to every other culture except our own. And that has got to stop. We got to stop doing that. Because this is why we're not only economically without and in the red, we're also in many ways just, I wouldn't say so much spiritually, because I think we definitely have a rich spiritual life, but I think also emotionally, you know? I think that we are somehow lagging in certain areas, and not only emotionally, and it's just where we've got to start taking care of our own. We got to start really loving on each other. We got to. And that starts with, for one, you starting with yourself. Start monetizing your worth. Do not accept that first offer. Definitely explore other offers. You know what you bring to the table. And if you don't know what you bring to the table, learn exactly what you bring to the table. Make a list. Write it out. What do I bring to this table? In bullet points. So that way you have something to show. This is what I bring to the table. This is the knowledge, skills, and abilities I bring. If you choose not to utilize that, that's on you, but that's what I bring. And I demand compensation for that. Do not pay me anything below what I'm worth. No, can't do it. As I mentioned before, I see my timeline full of black individuals who they know more than their supervisors. They know more than half the staff in the administration, and yet still they're at the lower rung on the ladder. They're at the lowest rung on the ladder, the lowest echelon, paid the lowest. It makes no sense. And yet and still their knowledge, skills, and abilities are being used to keep an agency, a company running, and they're not getting adequately paid. Maybe they'll get a token or a symbol here and there, but that's nothing. Because when it comes time for retirement, they have nothing saved. They have nothing. Because they're so busy trying to be nice and kind and poor. And no. It's good to be helpful, but really, if you want to help, start with yourself. If you want to be helpful, start with yourself. Help yourself. Help yourself. And when you help yourself, you'll have a full cup and you won't be resentful. You'll be full. You'll be happy, and then you'll be happy to help because you know that you have something for yourself. So I encourage everybody out there, please start monetizing your worth. Think about ways that you can start increasing your income and start standing up for yourself in terms of your financial life. You got to do, and you got to start now. It's important to start now. No excuses. We now have access to a lot of information via the internet, via books, and it's time that we actually, if we don't know, we need to find out. We need to put ourselves on a curriculum and start discovering exactly what do we need to do in order to get these things underway. And yes, many of us have started from I guess, the red. You know, many other cultures have had a heads up because they have family support, they have generational wealth, they come from blue blood. Yes, that's true. It might be a little challenging, but I think that if we actually all stuck together and found an extended family in our community, we can definitely get somewhere. So, once again, I hope this video was helpful. Please, please, please start monetizing your worth, because you are the one that knows how much you're worth. And you have to demand that other people show that they know and actually demonstrate that they know what your worth is. So, hope this video was helpful, and I wish everybody a wonderful, wonderful 2022. Peace, y'all.